Hey everyone, it's Shoayb and welcome to the live update of Crypto Affairs. It's 17th of July, 9:26 a.m. local time. And a lot of people have been asking me what's happening with the Ethereum and what's going to happen next when it comes to the BTC and what the hell just happened with Ether. It just shot up $200 a minute and what's going on. So I decided to make this short update to give you the rationality of what's been happening with Ethereum, and it's gonna be in English, so for the wider audience. So I hope you're gonna see the rationality behind it, and I hope it gonna resonate the facts between us. So let's see. I'm gonna share my screen here, and all right. So let me move towards the hourly chart and let's have a look on Ethereum. By the way, it's on KuCoin. I kind of use this one most of the time, so uh, it is what it is. So what's happening in Ethereum? Like we touched the top of $1,280 for three times in the past couple of weeks, you can say, or couple of days. At like the first touch was after the drop is especially you can see here the touches. So our first touch, the closest to the 1280 was at 1254, and then 1274, and then 1275, and then yesterday, a day before yesterday, it was at 1288. So that was almost the four touch setup that's been happening, and resistance tends to be weakened after all that. And you can see that if you zoom out, we just dropped, like, on like the start of the June, the Ether was almost at $2,000, and we went a straight dive down at, you can see, almost three times the price at like $880, and then we were kind of hovering around that, and gaining the momentum and then losing it, gaining it and losing it. That's what's been happening since like over the course of an entire month. So I'm going to show you something which we call the hourly liquidity profiling, and it now I hope it's pretty much clear to you what's been happening. So that was the lowest point of our Ethereum by as you can say this month or this year. That was 880 and 912. There were like two liquidity zones, and above than that it was at 1269 and 1281. So Ether was pretty much bouncing around and bouncing around, getting rejected, and that's what's happening. But the thing is that the funny thing that happened is that this correction was still being due. It's not been completely corrected. This move from like 13th of July 1 a.m. Till this tapping of 1285, and it just went back as like around 1190, and then it shot up all the way towards 1422. So that's understandable. Like what happened here is it just broke the resistance, and a lot of volume just kicked in Ethereum. But the really weird stuff is that it went without touching the zero point 0.5, or like completing this or filling these fair value gaps or imbalances. You can say it's pretty huge in that, like from 1100 to 1132, and then 1147 to $1180. So there's a huge imbalances are there. The NPOCs are there, the fingerprints are there, and the TPOCs and VPOCs are there, and it went all the way up to like touching the mid 1400s, liquidating the shorts over the course of you can say 5 to 6 hours. But that wick was hardly uh, happen in just the 5 minutes. So really feeling sorry for the shorters, to be very honest. uh, Now what's the level and what should we look for in the Ethereum when it comes to the range? I'm talking really slow because apologies for that. I'm not really well since 2 3 days. It's been like I totally lost the count. I guess it's fifth day. I'm totally unable to sleep. So watching the market, being with the people, and it's really weird feeling right now. So yeah, anyways, we just broke through this, and there are a few imbalances in that levels, and we haven't touched that 880 and 912 zone, which is pretty much weird, because if it went straight down from there at 1100, the damage would have been, that was a calculated risk. But coming back from the upper levels, well, it's gonna be catastrophic, to be very honest, especially for Ethereum's, who tends to drive the altcoins. But funny enough, when Ethereum was like pumping yesterday at $200 per minute speed, a lot of ours were barely moving, and they were stayed, in even its the pairing with the Ether, the altcoins were pretty much stayed frozen at the place. BTC went up like 300 or 400 or $500, which was a pretty mediocre move, but Ethereum went all the way through the roof. So that was one of the reasons that we broke through this liquidity profile, and a lot of pressure being built here. And now the thing is that we're gonna see it's gonna come back at 1280, and if it's gonna come like 1280, and if it sustains there, then it's gonna be bad news for the ones stuck in there in short positions, because apart from that, well, it's going up and is going like towards 15 or 1600 levels. But it just the matter of time, we're going to see the reaction of 1280 and how it will going to turn out. But rationally, it has to like come back, retest, like come back, retest, and then fill those gap, and then the Ether will all good to go towards like 15 or $1600 levels. So that was the one rationality, depending on like on 4-hour liquidity profiling. Now I'm going to show you like the level it just tapped. It was a really beautiful move, to be very honest. That was our top, and that was our bottom, and we just tapped like the 0.5, which tends to lie on $1,400, and the 1280 is also lying on 0.382, which is a retracement point, as in terms of like Fibonacci. And you can see here how 382, like this level is been tapped on like previously, and it's a huge confidence, to be very honest. And I believe it's going to come back at this level, and we're going to see if the 38.2% of retracement can hold or not. If not, then the next level would be 1125, like I've been saying, because you can see here the imbalances, and look at all those confirmation points and all those perfect dollar value bounces and rejection from that. So 1280 it is. If it loses, it's going to come back at 1125, uh, like not in a day, but of course it's going to happen in over the course of few days. And if it's not gonna reject from there or break this support, then we're gonna be moving up from breaching the 0.5 and then towards 618 level. There's I don't think there's any resistance in between that. Let me open up a daily. This level is tested. I'm going to remove it. This level is tested. I'm also going to remove it. And the daily resistance is lying at like way above this level. It's at 1859 and almost at $2,000. So it's not relevant at this time. Let me check if there's any weekly. There's a weekly support though at 1074, and it's a really strong one, because we have seen the bounces from there, and all those the amount that Ether spent there and building up this trying to go up. So our main support in like you can say close to the worst scenario is 1074, and our I guess I deleted it. What's happening? Let me draw it again. And our resistances are at we touched the resistance already at $1,400. I don't think there's any resistance in play in between, because this is kind of an exploratory zone at lower time frame, because Ether is just price is in pretty much discovery mode, because there's no support here, there's no resistance. It already touched the resistance and broke through the support. So the only thing that Ethereum can do is to just come back at 1280 level and absorb the pressure, or fell through it. It's the only thing it's gonna happen. So that's what's happening here, and I think it's pretty much clear. It's nothing to be worried about. I was pretty much expecting it to go there at 1400 or 1450 levels at like on a the stock market day on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but uh, doing this on like Saturday, it was pretty, unexpected. So that's what's happening, but the levels are there, and I hope now you know the rationality of what's been happening. It's a concept of range maturity, so I'm going to explain it some other day in detail what just happened here. It's pretty much been seen on the higher time frame chart. So that's what it is. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and apologies for the weird tone because I'm sick, I'm having fever, and I hope to get back to you soon with full fledged of energy. So yeah, thank you so much. Take care.